said, but I can't stand this loneliness, my empty bed.
I didn't know I was going to make an album. I was doing them mainly in my free time because I was working in an office, and I was using my weekends to sort of go and record demos, and I didn't really know what I was going to do with them. I just knew that I needed to do it because I loved doing it. It was better than anything else I could think of doing on a Saturday or Sunday. So I would do them for fun. I used to write songs and have a band many years ago when I did it professionally, before interrupting that again and going back to it recently. So I had done that already professionally, but I wasn't sure what I was doing. I was just writing, and you know, if I had a moment where I felt I needed to express an emotion that I couldn't express in any other way, I'd write a song and then record it and think, you know, I like doing this, and I didn't really think what I was going to do with it after that until recently when I decided I was going to write for other people. And that's why I started also writing in so many different genres as well. I actually would purposely think, oh, I'm going to write this song for a boy band, or this is more for a 20-year-old soloist. This is for... And that was obviously fun. It's very challenging to do that sort of thing and to write lyrics. I mean, to put yourself in the head of a 20-year-old boy band guy, you know, and you're not that. It's very difficult to do that, and it was quite a challenge and a lot of fun. But I think at the end I was a bit missing this idea of just playing and singing and writing songs that just meant something particular for me. And when I started doing that, that changed my life again. I mean, I really, really was craving that, and I was craving performing and singing. And once I realized all of that, I thought, well, this is gonna have to be my own album. We're gonna have to do this. Yeah, there was a period in my life where I left music, and I'd sort of said, I'm not doing this anymore, I'm fed up, and this music world is too difficult. But I really suffered a lot. I really, really suffered a lot. I wouldn't go to concerts because I would cry every time I went to a concert. I would cry all the time. It was just too painful. And I realized I was sort of trying to avoid the inevitable, which was, that's what I need to do, and I can't keep on. It was very comfortable to have a cushy business job where I earned a bit of money and knew exactly what was going to happen the next day, but it wasn't going to work. So I see it as a bit scary because, you know, I don't know where it's going to go. I know what I'm doing in terms of that I love doing what I'm doing. I know that I have some talent, but aside from this, I don't know where it's going to end up. At the same time, the other route was a dead-end one. So I've given up a route which I knew was not going to make me happy at the end. And this at least has a chance of making me happy. So I started singing in a church choir for my school when I was 9. I started playing the piano when I was 5, classical piano. So I started studying an instrument from the age of 5. I started singing from the age of 9 as a soprano soloist for the Vatican radio and all this church, lots of church songs, and studied jazz, piano and jazz singing when I was 14, and started writing songs about then. Just before then I was writing poems, and it went on from there. I started, you know, singing in bands and playing in bands when I was about 16, and did a lot of gigging around Italy when I was maybe in my early 20s. And that's really where it all started. So the songs, where did the songs come from? They've been in the making for many, many years. Some I wrote quite a few years ago, and the other ones I wrote when I decided that I was going to do my own album. And so they were written with the purpose of going on this album. But most of them I've just written over the last few years, just in moments where I needed to let something out, sadness, happiness, mainly sadness though. So a lot of the songs are a little bit sad, because that's what I do when I'm sad. I go and I write some songs. I think because I've always had a good voice, for me it's been the most natural way to express my feelings. Also, you know, my parents would say I had a great voice when I was young to sort of yell to express my feelings. It's always been the way the outlet has always been my voice. And once I started playing the piano, that just became the way in which I could put one and one together to make two, which was my voice and something I could use to write on. But I've also I've written. I do writing as well. I mean, I started with poetry, and I've done not only music writing, but I've also written little novels here and there, and I've never liked drawing very much, so I guess I doodle, as I have done for the album cover, but I've never liked really sitting down, and as a child, you know, you have children that like to sit down and make these big drawings. I've never. Acting has always been something I've been interested in. I've done a bit of acting in my life. It's great the way you can just let yourself go in acting and be someone else. In music you don't do that as much. In music you interpret yourself and you exalt yourself and you try to be as much yourself as you can. And in acting it's really interesting because I think you do the opposite, and so I like that as well. Actually, I've done a bit of that and it's fun. But you know, you only have time to do one thing at the end, and you have to choose what it is that really you know, makes you tick. And for me it's definitely the music and the writing and the singing and all the stuff that implies. I think the emotion I get from good music is unparalleled. You know, I cannot compare it to anything else. There's nothing else that is more fun for me than listening to and making good music. If you tell me, what do you want to do on your free time, you know, that's what I do, because that is fulfilling completely.